Dexter and Frozen, the two members to defend this B site, and as Dexter's jump spotting, he'll see the members, he'll deploy the nade, it does a hell of a lot of damage, but Oxygen's able to eliminate him. Really falls onto Frozen here to do some damage before he falls, and potentially before that C4 goes down. Instead, he might even be able to deny it. He's doing all the work, Acor's here to support, and right now, Kramer, this has been a complete whitewash for Mouse.
It's been an absolute slaughter on this side. Then he saw the last man left standing, alone in a 1 versus 4. He shows his presence. He's finished off. Frozen there to finish the job. Presence towards window. He's got some deals to worry about because he has dropped down. He is at risk. And well, as Rainwaker makes his way up from under, he might try to snatch his FAMAS off of him. But Acor, he's doing a good job just to finish the job on all of them. Oh, that's clean. He shuts down Rainwaker. And Denisaur now left alone in a 1 versus 3. Or 1 versus 5 even. He's good for 1. He's finished off.
Tags up all of these players, and when you look at it right now, 4 of the 5 members here for SKADE, despite the fact that it's still a 5-on-5, are low on health, and it means that these M4s are now a 1 hit to the head. Frozen, giving us a perfect showcase of it, and as he doubles down, Rops finds another, and the man advantage firmly in Mouse's favour. However, it's bounced right back, and the C4 goes down. SKADE, they've now got a chance to make this work.
You say man advantage, that's instantly cancelled out by Denisaur hitting a beautiful shot. It is 2-on-2. Mousesports with Acor on low HP. This is definitely a losable situation, and they're going to be acutely aware of that. With Acor, he'll push his way forward. He'll try to catch out the odd man wherever possible, but the true worry is on short. Duplicate, another great shot to BMAS. He falls.
Oh, it just comes down to timing right here. He is actually going to duck himself behind the box, doesn't fancy his chances with that duel, and instead from Mouse, and as they've predicted this execution very nicely indeed, BMAS up close should be good for the first. Instead, Oxygen darts out and gets it instead. Acor with that sniper though, providing all the support required, and with that, I think they might be able to tip this one over the edge.
Well, Acor, he takes damage as well. Denisaur able to double up, but Ship's in a position where he can try and aggress towards CT. With Dexter towards Con, he takes a bit of damage, he swings wide, he tries to finish the job. There's the kill from Frozen. Good for 1, Denisaur to trade. Denisaur on for 4. He goes that bomb plant, punching in those numbers, and as Dexter gets ready to aggress on forward, can Denisaur catch him out? Yes, he can! That's a beautiful shot.
We're gonna have to wait and see how it unfolds, because so far they're doing a very good job of it.
Well, Acor, that's a whiff towards window. He's punished for it. Elsewhere, Rainwaker's able to double down. Might have to try and just aggress forward anyway from Firebox. As he does that, he'll spot out Ships. It's a whiffed shot, but he clears it up anyway. He gets the kill nonetheless. And well, Duplicate's going to go and aggress forward, but
he's gone incognito. Look at that time as well. Keep an eye on it. There's 20 seconds left, and with only 2 members over towards this B site, if he can deny this plant and find a second, it might just seal the deal. And there we go. Rops doubles down, and that's it. Round over. 8 seconds left on the clock. No opportunity for this C4 to be retrieved and planted, and he has single-handedly taken this one by the reins and caused a big old upset.
An incredible round by Rops there, and he just deletes both the members. Or, what in the hell was that? Rops, the first kill was perfect. That's round winning. The second one just cements it. And SKADE, they're going to go for a win here with what will be standard A smokes. But there are some players on a close angle here. Acor good for 1. Acor not quite able to double up as Rainwaker finishes the first, but he's ready for BMAS as well. That's perfect from Rainwaker. Dexter and Duplicate exchange blows towards the B site. And as Frozen attempts to rotate back in time, he's able to catch out Duplicate. Bossed Frozen head down into under. This now gives him an opportunity, but Rops, is he expected? Yes, he is. Rainwaker to trade. Now with the location zone of Frozen.
That's by process of elimination. He has to be in that hard corner, which he clears. Now the man advantage for them to work with the C4 down. They've got these post-plant positions, and he's able to poke up and find his 4th of the round. He is tagged down to 6. Well, Rops starting to reaggress somewhat here as he jams himself into the corner. It's a position that they've played in a couple of rounds now, so one that could definitely be abused and checked. But as Rainwaker walks out, he's completely unsuspecting. Acor finds another on the swing, and Rops can double down, gets a 2k, triples up onto Duplicate.
And that, Josh, because Mousesports, individual plays are great, but they work to what extent? And on the topic of individual plays, that's Acor with 2 quick kills. Oxygen sure he trades onto 1, but what good does that matter with a man advantage now cemented for Mousesports?
Well, oh no! That's such a big kill there from Rainwaker. If he could double down there as well into the apartment, it'd be huge. But Dexter just narrowly staying alive. And with BMAS finding another, they do find his man advantage back. But my goodness, that was a big kill there from Rainwaker. I understand why Mouse have played it like this. They're low on health. They wanted to group together. They didn't want to take the risk of going one by one. But it gives Rainwaker an opportunity. And as he whiffs the first spray, he does connect for the kill. Needs to beware of the Apps flank, though, and he doesn't quite check it.
Saw the start of lighting, however, he didn't quite spot Rops in Apps. And look at this first shot from Eagle. That is just... that's filthy. However, it works, and, well, if he does that again, I'm just going to be in awe.
Have the money to go for a full investment. Instead of going for a half fire, or instead of going for like Galils, we're going to opt for 3 MAC-10s, pull out those 2 rifles to come in on the later entry, and let's hit towards B fast. It doesn't work out too well for them, but as Rainwaker finds one back, maybe it will.
Well, Ropsy's able to continue his presence, and with Denny still picking up that bomb, he'll pick up that AK as well. Good for a third before Akel's there to finish the job. You see Rops on this close angle, open hands, trying to spot out some of these members early on. And as they leave this charge, there's Rops onto Rainwaker. Follow-up bit of damage, not quite inflicted to him just yet, with Rops stumbling up onto Duplicate. With Oxygen now and Sandwich trying to hold firm, he's going to try and trade as best he can, but these Orbs, they're just tearing apart SKADE now. Denny's all good for another. Frozen while he can eventually. He hasn't tried to kind of exploit the back lines too significantly. And as he goes for this duel against Rops, there's the first kill. Trade, there it is by Acure. Now as the push comes forward towards A, Acure bombs it down towards CT so he can support BMAS over towards Sandwich. And as we see SKADE get ready for this attack, out comes the onslaught of players. And while it's a bit slow to get going, once noise is made, they're going to up the ante with a peek going through from Acure. Missed shot onto Denny's Store. Denny's Store trades good for 1. BMAS good for 2 of his own though. Tries to triple up onto Oxygen. The trade puts it dead set.
This was an unfortunate human sacrifice. He actually stopped an absolute disaster happening there towards the mid window. Regardless, it looks like they might not be able to win this round. As Dexter drops, it's all on Frozen, a 1-on-2 and a clutch that he kind of has to go for here. It's the last round of the half. There's no time to save, but as he deploys that smoke on the bomb, he'll deploy that incendiary, but it goes a little bit too far. Rainwaker push themselves onto double digits and can establish a lead here in this second half. Nice opening pick found from Dexter as they burst up mid. They use it to get onto this A site. And with BMAS taking out the C3 man, I think they've spotted the ticket player as well on the jump. And they can take in and take these jewels. Denny, 2 snappy headshots found back. But in a 1-on-3, Dexter coming in from behind. That's a very, very strong pistol.
Down as he spots him out. It's a missed shot as he'll deploy that smoke to try and back away. And instead, there's a follow-up push. Oh, Dexter loses his head. Trade there by ships onto Acure. And now with low HP players, this is still a scary round of Mousesports that it's capitalized. Rops, he's able to finish the job, put it dead set even with a 3-on-3. There's Duplicate. Oh, Steady Saw, I apologize, goes through that smoke. He dags down both Frozen and Rops to such a low amount of HP, but he just can't kill them. And for Rainwaker and Oxygen, they're going to be one-shot on almost all these players, and with BMAS falling, now this is scary for Mousesports. They've got the bomb trapped in Firebox. Frozen's got to peek into the scatter Rainwaker, and that's an almost impossible task. There's the first kill. Trade, not quite there though. Rops in a 1-versus-1, spotted out by Oxygen. Oxygen going to regress forward, Deagle in hand. Rops going to swing into him, but Oxygen comes out on top.
Oh, this is painful to watch through our X-ray vision. And there we go. Gets the timing right on Dexter. Swings out and finds the man on Palace. And that's huge.
That it is. And, well, as we wait to see BMAS trade onto 2, that's a beautiful showing. Now Ships, he's also going to fall to BMAS there. Rainwaker in a 1-versus-2. He's able to clutch it out.
This B site certainly being fortified here. Frozen needs to find himself at least 1 kill to give them an advantage, and no. Instead, he falls. No trade potential on it just yet. Acor looking for the head, can't quite spot it. BMAS instead is able to take out Ships. The man advantage once again cemented in their favour, and BMAS adding complications here, coming in from short, not exposed from Duplicate, who's creeping in towards Market, and as he's still not spotted, BMAS finds another onto the man on Van, and Duplicate, whilst he's gone incognito, whilst he's in a brilliant position, he's now in a 1-on-3 and there's no opportunity for him. Off the back of BMAS 4.
See if he can catch out these initial members, because of course with this was literally a bit of a lull. There's a spam going down. Frozen able to shut down Ships. On the flip side, we see Duplicate trying to hold us. Best he can now on default. He's got players all around him. He's finished off. He's mollied out of position and killed. Now for Rainwaker and Denny Saw. They're on kind of both opposite sides of the well, off the site. Well, Denny Slaw, those are 2 quick kills. He'll try to follow through for the time being as, well, there's the aggression from Acor. That'll finish the job. Down to a 2-on-2. And with Oxygen on an AUG, this is so winnable for SKADE. And as they try to spam triple, they're not able to do so, but the bomb falls as Oxygen finishes off Frozen. As he tries to overextend, he still can't spot him. And with 10 seconds left, he's got to go loud. He's pushing forward, he swings into them. There's a perfect shot. Tries to double down, can't do so with Rainwaker finishing the one. Out go these flashes, and now as the execution goes down, Oxygen he'll deploy that smoke of his own. Bit of presence shown either way, though. BMAS is good for 1. Frozen doubles down. On the trade, Ship's good, only good for 1 of his own before BMAS finishes the job. And with that, SKADE, they just...
Yeah, no real opportunity for this one, and holding on to this AWP is quite pivotal, actually. You see the money, it's there, but there's not enough of it for a sniper. So if he can hold on to this, then it means that they can actually invest somewhat around it. Ooh. And they are a couple of really, really nice shots. Definitely the call to just not press any further here. Look at that bank. There's...
Yeah. A really great reaction by Mouse there. The second they lose an initial member, they bomb it back up towards A. And sure, this is now where we see Ships. AK in hand, finishing off Acor, and now the ecoing SKADE are looking strong. Ships, he doubles down onto Rops as well. BMAS, swabbed by every member, but Denny Snore comes out on top. That's the bomb. Oxygen to finish.
He knows that he's going to have an easy fight on someone that's in translation of pulling their weapon out. Right now, this should just be a field day. They're against an eco. Mouse are allowing SKADE onto map point here as they try and pull it back and take it to OT. Honestly, I wouldn't say we're not going to OT. It could definitely happen. Yep. These guys are capable of it. But SKADE have been given 3 chances to close out this map right now. Unless they get ecoed, which we're actually no strangers to.
Exactly, and with Frozen and Frozen Rops are getting 2 quick kills, it's down to Oxygen to trade, and well, there's Dexter to fall, and Acor, he's actually stuck in con with the bomb right now, so as he cowers head down, it comes down to timing. Does he get cleared? Well, Rops, he's falling his timing on Denny Slaw. Now Acor, he's still got to hide. Acor just hasn't left con, and Frozen has got to go for a kind of huge one-man play to catch out these remaining members. Oxygen, he's spotted out on shorts. Frozen to finish the job. Now it's down to Denny Slaw in a 1 versus 2. He's
position. He's got this AK. He's posted deep in the apartments. There's no way Denny hard clears this right angle, and if he does, he's not going to be able to win that duel.
He's almost scared of peeking into Frozen right now. However, as Oxygen's getting ready to fight Acor, it's both players shoot at the same time, and with what looks like a unanimous first 2 kills.
Well, 14 to 14, but it looks like it might be 15 here for SKADE, as somehow they've made it work with the Desert Eagles. Unless Rops can go huge again, but I feel like we are in for a ride. And Duplicate, there we go, finds Rops with the Desert Eagle, eliminates the threat he poses. BMAS can get one back. Dexter needs some big impact, can only find a single frag. BMAS gets one in retort, but I don't think he'll be able to double up here, and with 1 second left on the clock, he'll be timed out. Needs to not die after the clock's expired, and, well, he does. Dexter to drop that AK to someone else. He's clearly not had a very good performance this game, and there we go. Nothing.
There's enough to scare them. Frozen, as he crosses, he's spotted. Ships is going to make sure he isn't close towards bench, but he'll try and cancel out the plant. He does just that. Mousesports now 5 on 3. What can they hope to do? With 2 AKs in hand, no utility to work their way forward with it. BMAS onto Ships is definitely the opening that they're after. Rops boosted up, can't trade either though. With a 1-man advantage, now make that 0-man advantage. SKADE, they need to make sure they don't get too aggressive. And with Rops trying to push forward into Oxygen, it's Duplicate good for the first. BMAS to fall. Oxygen now trying to trade, but he can't do so. Acor doubles up. Acor might triple up. It's down to Denny Slaw alone in a 1 versus 2. Shifting his way forward, shifting straight into Acor if he's not careful. And it looks like he might do just that. Spots out the initial player, switches an eagle, swings wide. Acor comes out on top. 3 quick kills come in clutch for him as he takes us.
We've seen bounce backs after being 2-3 men down. It's so unpredictable. These 2 teams are inseparable. And there we go. Beautiful 1-for-1 trade. And somehow control, it's been swapped. They've taken the ramp control, but they've lost the site. And with it, Mouse have been able to tear it apart from the inside out. Beautiful stuff. But so much damage taken. And considering this is overtime and Rainwaker and Ships will 100% go for this retake, it's doable. Especially with the utility on their belts.
Tell you what, Dexter, the second he wakes up, Mousesports are going to just stomp and win the game. That 2k there opens up the site, prevents the rotation, just like that. Mousesports with 16. Dexter, he can deliver. However,
but they haven't cleared Oxygen, who's close to this chair, and they need to be very careful of it. Frozen, as he creeps up, needs to check it, does so, pre-fires, pre-aims, and that's the man advantage.
That it is. Rainwaker now, he's caught out on short, and Mousesports.
We're cursed with this.
I am 1 overtime away from joint first with overtimes. I think I am just a bad luck charm. Because we see a lot of overtimes, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, we were like right at the top of the leaderboard last cup. We were right up there with something insane, actually. Like, we had 20-something overtimes.
Well, he did a bloody good job, didn't he? So,
yeah.
Fair play to him. We'll also curse him because we now have 21 overtimes to our name. But, well, then he's got another kill to his name. It's Dexter Falls. And this should allow him to pull himself ahead with Mousesports. They went initially for a bit of a split towards A, but it's been cancelled out by these Orbs. Acure, he's good for one. And oh, these are missed shots by Ships. He's punished by Acure. And now as Rops makes his way out from ramp, he's got Frozen to assist him. Duplicate carrying on default. The Molly luckily won't glimpse him, but all it takes is a well-timed flash for Duplicate to try and swing into Frozen here, but with none coming, he's just going to try and hold.
Oh, the jump up there from Duplicate, that's huge. The timing on that's fantastic. There's no trade potential there either. Finding that kill around the edge of the smoke, he drops back behind default, and there's no opportunity for anyone to swing off of it. Acor, I like the initiative behind that, but can't quite connect the shot, and whilst Frozen can't hit the one tap either.
Oh, it's weird the things you pay attention to when we cast this, isn't it? But of course,
yeah,
the smokes go down.
It's crazy.
Well, that's that M4 being put to use. Duplicate, he falls. Follow-up smokes go through for SKADE, and it's a bit of a shaky execution. However, up the ticket, Rop spots out the first. Trade there by Ships, good for one. Rop's able to jump up again to double up there. And I think Ships may have whiffed a little bit. We might see an attempt at a plant towards default by Dennysaw, but he's acutely aware that there's a player who could potentially fight him from CT, and actually he hears that as well. Dexter onto Rainwaker, leaves it all on Dennysaw, alone in a 1 versus 4. He taps that bomb once, Rops will finish the job.
And Dexter, he's your man to hold, and he needs to step up.
That he does, and while Dexter, well, he has had some trouble stepping up recently. Let's see if he can do so now. Ships falls, Oxygen also falls. Dexter, he's done all that's required. He's going to try and do more, actually, extinguishing that molly, sitting on top of that bomb. 2-1-5 now for SKADE, and well, I think this may be where they falter. Rainwaker takes a bit of damage through the smoke. He's still just trying to play for an angle, and while he is just about spotting over this smoke, there's no way he can get a kill from the back of this, and Dexter, he might just try and reaggress towards Zaps. A follow-up smoke means it's impossible. And for Dennysaw, he's left alone in a 1.
To go for one at the very end of it. Dexter, as you say, he's been a little bit dormant throughout this one, but steps up at the end when needed. And Denny, it's quite daunting to see him pushing into that sea of blue on the B-bomb site, and as he goes for the peak, he's eliminated by it.
Mousesports. It's going to be interesting to see if they can do just that. Well, to get things off, Mousesports are going to go for a very fast hit towards A. Completely good for one. Trades back and forth as they get this site secured. Dexter opening things up with a kill. Also, Denny, so we had a quiet game on Mirage. He's going to try and stop that now as he makes it 2. He's going to make it 3 with a kill onto Ships. And you know what? If Dexter's awake,
I mean, these guys are a high-level team. They've been together a long time. Yep. They are going to have that kind of resilience and that communication and the chemistry between them. There's no doubt about the fact they're going to be a little bit tilted about Mirage. Yeah, that's a tough loss to take. But I don't think that it's going to... It will tilt them, but I don't think that tilt's going to massively affect them going into this map. Because, yeah, these guys have just been a roster for a while. I always say things like that when it comes to newer teams, mixed teams, things like that. The emotional side of things plays a big part. But here for SKADE, these guys have been together for so long that they've had plenty of experience with close losses, overtime losses, things like that. And Oxygen, getting aggressive here, might be able to catch some of these members off guard. Now, should be fully aware that someone might be getting aggressive off of the back of the fact they've had no mid-control, and there we go. A lot of damage taken to Dexter there, but Frozen can trade it. That's his first kill on the board, and there's his second. Ships finds one back, but it's only on to Dexter, who was actually on 8 HP regardless. And that's a nice bit of counter-strike there from Mousesports. Good trades and a good control take.
So as Mousesports set their attention towards A, they're going to be running into the stack of Rainwaker and duplicates.
Well, a 2-man advantage here for Mouse, and Rainwaker and Duplicate. Oh, they do not have a lot of opportunity here. Rainwaker is only good for 1 before he falls. It's run down this clock. 1:05 left to play with. An Oxygen up on top of the rafters. Dexter, he is on fire this game, and actually, I think he's leading the charge, or maybe 1 away from it, as these C4 digits tapped in. Ships had an opportunity to catch out Frozen, but couldn't quite seize it. Now with the 2-man advantage and the C4 down, SKADE have a decision to make.
As Rops turns his attention around towards Ships, and Rops go for the HUD now, is going to be damn scary. Ships, that is a perfect flash from Frozen there.
In like this month, I think we saw like a 16-3 to Pact. We saw a 16-8 to Australis. So, I don't know, I wasn't expecting them to be this strong, but they are looking on fire right now.
This is going to be down to Ships and Rainwaker, both of which just trying to peek out wherever possible. Mousesports in what is a bit of a tough kind of showing to work their way out of. And, well, Ships, as he backs away, mollies go down, Rops lead this charge, Ships tries to spam down Bemis, unable to do so when...
Well, damage on the cards here for Rainwaker, that's what he's looking for, and the exit damage is there. It's a fantastic 1D. I thought he might be able to follow up there onto Frozen, but no. Just kind of one of those swing rounds, one of those turning points. If they can grab this one, then there's a good chance for them to come back in and keep this one contentious. If they lose it, then it starts to get worrying, and that's a big opening pick to find.
That it is. Rops to finish Rainwaker, puts it down to a 4-on-4. Duplicate trading, though. Bemis to get the next say in the matter. It's a back and forth, at which SKADE are able to come out on top. The sun looks very doable with Acor hard clearing one side, Ships peeking into the other. Once he pushes forward, there's the kill from Rops. A perfect opening.
Like, it would be good for them to do a little switcheroo here, but they're not in a position to do so. And now as Rops falls, it's all onto Acor. Spots out the first man, hits a beautiful flick. And right now, Denny, he's going for the jewel. He gets tagged up by the AWP. I think Acor thinks he's done more damage than he has, but with the drop, now he's got a lot of damage taken. But the jump spots, it doesn't work. Yeah, off of the back of winning that last round, they're now in a position where they've got the advantages. Ships actually finding one of his own gives them a 2-man advantage. Denny tripling up, and all of a sudden it looks like this might be a second. I talked about last round being a turning point, a swing round that SKADE would really want to take their way. It would massively be in their interest to do so, and they absolutely have. Even if they only find a couple off of the back of this, it's a couple of rounds now, and then potential for a couple of rounds later on, and that's enough for a decent half. Right now, though, they're looking to snowball off of it. Mouse had a huge economy just a few rounds ago, and having to reinvest puts them in a position where, whilst Frozen still got plenty of cash, and BMAS and Acor are in a similar boat, we see Rops
Capitalise off. We just need to see if Mousesports are going to be able to prevent SKADE from getting too established early on. And with early push up from ramp, Oxygen, he'll fall. Ships also falls. Rops, hello. Those are some snappy headshots. And with Duplicate also falling, Rops, he's ready to start handing out some pain. And for Mousesports, as they just fan out around the match, it doesn't matter. They just go wherever they want. Right now, there's only a few players left, and Frozen, he's happy to dispatch Dennis Snore. Well, that's the way to win a round, Josh.
It really is, yeah. What a response here from Mousesports. Just when their money's looking a little bit shaky, maybe a point where they'd have to drop down to an eco after one more, and you're kind of looking for 6-7 rounds on your T side here on Nuke. The fact that they've been able to take 9 is incredible, and anything beyond that, even better. Beautiful opening headshot from Denny. I'm not sure what he saw there, but he somehow saw something, and it gives him that man advantage. Oxygen doing a lot of damage onto Dexter from that duel, but as Ships drops, Dexter actually doubles down, looks to triple up, instead falls as Duplicate gets another 2, and all of a sudden this round, certainly contentious, 2 versus 2 situation, and Duplicate, oh my goodness, that's such a massive whiff, that's going to cost him.
It really is, and well, as he's forced back, we see that bomb go down for Denny Snore. What can he hope to do as well? BMS, he's the lone defender on this site, but that kill is perfect.
What is that benchmark that SKADE have to hit to make this winnable? And I said 4.
Takes a bit of early damage over towards Secret. He's able to get away, though, but he's going to eat some days for the process, and, well, the overstays is welcome. He'll fall. It's a bad advantage once again. This time, though, it's traded out pretty quickly with Duplicate shutting down Robs.
Oh, a 4v4, Denny. It's a big pick for him to find, and as he creeps around, the timing on Acor is perfect. The leg shot there onto Dexter as well. That's such a huge bit of damage dealt, and as Rainwaker is able to swing, Denny doubles up. That's just a complete shutdown. That's amazing. He knows that his opponent's economy isn't great, so if he can strip away a couple of these rifles, that'd be huge. If he can take away Denny's AWP, it'd be even better. But Denny, even on 30 points of...
Towards lobby, just spamming down what they can. It's a bit of use expended by SKADE. It's nothing too substantial, and for the first time in a while, actually, both teams have a pretty standard buy. Rops onto Oxygen, Denny's instantly there to trade, and credit where credit's due to SKADE. They are trading really damn well. And with Acor finishing off Denny's, we now see further aggression with Ships just shifting straight back down towards T-spawn. And I doubt Mousesports are really able to...
The numbers, they are really starting to fall away. Ships, he needs to find himself 2 kills here to make this worthwhile. And it looks like he should be able to do so. It's perfect, the trigger discipline, but the whiff Oh no, that might just cost them. That is so hard to watch. And honestly, an insane shot from Acor there to spin around with that orb.
What on earth? Ships, he is going to be apoplectic at that. Well, Duplicate, he's finished off by BMAS, and for Mousesports, let's see what he does as he pushes his way forward, and what's going to be a bit of damage done. Then he's sort, well, he takes a bit of damage. That won't matter for much, as he's forced away. And with Rainwaker finishing off Dexter, Rainwaker pushes forward. BMAS, what can he hope to do? And what will end up being a 3-on-2.
Well, a man advantage here for SKADE, but well, that's quickly gone, isn't it? Nice headshot there from Rops. Nice read as well. That one's actually deep in the squeaky door. And Oxygen, nice and aggressive here from Ramp, but something that will surely be anticipated in the next few seconds, as there's not been much presence elsewhere. As Rops starts to walk out on this site, the smoke, it provides him cover, but as the legs are spotted, Duplicate's in a prime position, and that C4, it's right out in the open. Frozen, 17 points of health to his name, a bomb that's unretrievable, not enough time on this clock. I'm not really sure what he's aiming for here, but maybe if he can find a single kill, then there's an opportunity for it. And there we go, 12 seconds left. Why not? Run in. Oxygen's low. There's not too much time, but Oxygen, he's still sticking around. What is this? Frozen's gone and grabbed the bomb. The movement is perfect, but as he taps the C4, he's expecting the swing. 1 second left, and no. Oh, Frozen.
The stars aligned.
And then there's a ticket back in, but the other way around, the flip side of that is if Mousesports find this pistol round, it's kind of game over. And look at that, Dexter doubling down again. We saw him find a 3K in the opening pistol round with the Glocks on the T side. This time, doing a similar show here with the USPs. Acor taking a lot of damage. Duplicate is still alive, and there we go. That's a headshot. There's a man behind him as well. He doesn't seem too aware of it, but a big whiff there from Rops gives Duplicate a little more space and a little opportunity to make this happen for Tim Acor. He's ready and waiting, and the sun, oh, it really doesn't help at all, does it? It gives away when you're about to peak, but Ships is still too quick to the trigger. Oh my.
That's a nice trade though, a Duplicate finishing the job.
Wow.
Duplicate down to shut down Acor as well. With that, it falls into a 5-on-2. Suddenly, this is looking really damn scary. As Rops, he'll shift his way forward to try and trade just to make it a little bit even. Rainwaker will be the man he tries to duel, but with this, there's Rainwaker spotted out. Doesn't matter, Rainwaker comes out on top. BMAS now alone in a 1 versus 5. Good for one. What can he do in trade? Well, not much against that auto shotgun as the rhythmic thumping. We don't write the rules, but let me see. Ships, he's going to lead the charge forward. Maybe he'll hit some freak shots. We'll have to see. But Duplicate, there's the first kill onto Acor. Traded out by Dexter. And there's that shot. There you go. Frozen shut down. He tried to double up, but BMAS will finish the job. Rainwaker to trade, and Rainwaker doubles down. He's all on Rops in a 1 versus 3. Then he's sort of full. The molly forces him out of position once there's a lot.
Instead of a 2v1 fight, and with that door already open, he might be able to pre-aim this angle, but no.
Well, damage is done, there's no kill, and for Dexter, that's a fair bit of pressure on him now as they push into him. There's Oxygen swing around the corner. Dexter good for 1. Can he double up? Not quite yet, but Frozen and Acor certainly can. And as these Eagles get that cumulative damage, Duplicate sure he's trading, but BMAS is really showing teeth. And for Rainwaker, with only 9 HP left, he's a bullet away from death, and Acor really be shot from, which is Squeaky if they shift out, and Heaven. And looks like Heaven, he'll be more than ready for. And so Rainwaker shifts forward. There's that kill. So 14 for Mousesports. They go blow for blow with SKADE.
New angle. Flashes before he peeks as well, so has an advantage here. And as Frozen goes for the swing, I think this one might be map point here for Mouse. And series point as well with that.
Very well could be. And, well, for Duplicate, what can they hope to do now as Duplicate... He's going to try and peek out what he can. Not quite able to kill anyone just yet, though. It was Mousesports, they're the ones to fear. And with the 2-man advantage, SKADE, they're desperately trying to trade, but Frozen able to finish off Duplicate. Leaves it all on Denny. So yeah, that scout's awesome, but Frozen, he is hitting his shots. And for Rain, alone in a 1 versus 5, he's got no choice but to try and just worm an odd pick. But as Dexter drops down, this should be a quick dispatchment. That it is. Dexter, he has his kill stolen. He actually...
And I think that they're really relieved that they're even in a position they can try and take this 2-0, where they can fight for this series, and they're not going to take that for granted. Beautiful shot there from Oxygen, who's been quite dormant throughout this game, but he's only good for the 1. That puts his kill count to 3, and still the man advantage here for Mousesports. So SKADE take control. They've got outside control, they've got ramp control, but they've not got numbers.
There's still 2 men down, 1 man down at that. It's down to Rain Waker, alone in a 1 versus 4. What good can he hope to do as he pushes his way forward? The answer is not bloody much. And as he picks it to BMAS, he'll be shut down. That'll be Mousesports taking the series 2-0 as they rise above and beyond, and they prevail.